What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Oh man, let me turn this engine on. Shit, I gotta wipe this off a bit. Anyway, yeah, most top women are in a different world. Most top women. What do I mean when I say top women? Let's be real. As men, when we're looking at a woman, shoot, we got on that number scale. And I'm talking about women who, those top women, consensus at least 8. Consensus. I'm talking about those women who can get on something like IG or TikTok, got large followings, based, no matter what they saying, shoot. Sometimes they ain't saying anything, right? Sometimes they ain't saying a word. They just beautiful and stuff. I'm gonna tell you what, they just in a different world. I hate to have to be the one to tell you, most of y'all ain't gonna get them. Because one of the issues that's happened out here is a lot of men be on some fantasy. And indeed, they'll pay some dating coach or something like that to get that fantasy. Now, I talk myself about getting attractive women, but I'm talking about attractive to you, you know? But I'm also saying be realistic about where you at. Because if you're talking about these top women, I'm talking about what Master Teacher BGS will call 100 octanes. They dealing with ballers. That's, you know, and I've talked before several times about getting like sex without spending money. Now with these women, the ones who are in that circle, they on something else. You gotta have something. You can't be some average dude thinking you gonna get them. If anybody telling you that, they lying to you, they grifting you. Because that's just the thing. And I don't mean just average, just in looks either. Hell, when you look at those top guys, and I'm talking like, ballers. That's the GGBGS would throw in high-level drug dealers. Yeah, throw them in. Dudes with $1 million. Only way a woman getting at them is that they're minimum. I'm saying a minimum 8. A minimum 8. Now, I know some people will say, well, some of those billionaires and millionaires, they'll get average women. Yeah, look who they cheating with, though. Just look at who they cheating with. That's how you know. Because this is a different world. Because I was talking with some buddies, private, like let's just say behind the wall. We talked briefly about those women. When you talk about those women, they looking at a man totally different. You know, they could be airline stewardesses and stuff or something like that. Those women at that higher level. Now, you get some women at a lower level try, but let's be real. Like I said last week, only the very attractive women can truly practice hypergamy. If you get some Ford talking about, well, I want a man who's making $500,000 or something, that ain't happening. That's not happening and stuff. In fact, I'm going to jump on that tomorrow. I'm going to jump on these women. Rom got going on these women talking about they want a 6-figure man. Like I said, I generally don't go in on women, but some general shit I got to call out if I keep seeing it. You know? If I keep seeing it. And that's one of the things and stuff. But if you're talking about a woman who really, those women who at that high level, that 8 to 10 range, first of all, they know it. Don't, shit. I mean, best a dude could do is probably get a 7. If he's supposedly average or something, best. If he can run into it. And even then, a so-called 7, she could probably fix up to get to a higher level. You get a lot of women to do that. But I'm talking about those women, they hunting for those high post men. They hunting for those high value men. You know, whether you want to call them 1%ers or whatever. You get some women hunting for them. And it's not even so much about the money as it is about the lifestyle. Now remember, I never said there was a problem with looks, money, and status. I never once said that. Anybody, starting from my first video, I just said sex appeal can get you further. That's all I said. But only a few men gonna have it like that. Only a few men, the Mr. Goodbars of the world, got it like that. The other men, shit, they gotta be high post like a motherfucker. And see, the women, they looking at a man totally different. Because, you know, when I've talked about class and how you present yourself and all of that, that women at that higher level, that's what they looking at. Like if they're an airline stewardess, you flying first class, trust me, they checking everything on you. They checking how you dress, your watch. Shit, in some cases, they might be able to jump in and see who you are and everything. You know? Go through some database or something. Go through the ticket, say, okay. And they know it. They know it. Because you got some women who have the ability to hunt men based on the man's status and lifestyle. Like I said, if a woman's like a 5, average at best, she ain't getting one of those top men. Because those top men, think of one thing with the top men, well, men in general, but the top men can do this best. Men are looking for icons. They looking for that top woman. That's why you get some guys, if they with the average woman, guys are like, It's like, man, please. I'm in the real world. Well, that's what you need to be telling them if they don't like your woman. Shit, if she's supporting you, if she in cooperation to your operation. Especially if you ain't one of those top guys. Now, if you one of those top guys, well, first of all, if you one of those top guys, I go to your, and I check out your profile, ain't nothing there, I'm going to question it. I'm just going to be real, I'm going to question that shit. I'm going to question that shit. Because when I say top guys, I'm talking about guys who, you know, they at the top of their profession. If they not celebrities, or ballers, or high-level drug dealers, or maybe an attorney or doctor making 6-7 figures, that's what I mean. And that's what those women hunt. And they just got a different mindset. They just got a different mindset. Like they gonna be checking you out. They want to know what you doing and everything. And they want to see it. They'll check you out. In fact, what they'll do is they'll probably know more about you. Like you look at some of those groupies. I talked about groupies a few weeks ago, like especially like in entertainment, sports. Man, those women know what's up. They know what hotel that guy's staying in, how much he making, his stats, everything. They studying him. In fact, when you talk about like sports groupies and stuff, you know, they'll have seminars and stuff telling them how to avoid like being taken advantage of. They have seminars on that. That's not a joke for them. That's not a joke. Because that's how it goes and everything. Because they just different. Now, I've met a few in my life. Their whole mindset is different. Their whole, the 100 octane, the top woman, their whole mindset is different. And you can't hit them on that same level. Like, if you're looking at yourself and you say, well, I'm just an average Joe, you don't even bother trying to holler at them. Best you could probably get is a 7. The best. Or one of those few women in that category who don't know her own power, who don't know her own level of beauty that you might catch because you were her next door neighbor or some shit like that. You just in the same, you happen to be in the same social circle, go to the same church. Something. That's your best shot. Because first of all, don't even think about meeting that type of woman on the street, right? Don't even think about meeting that woman on the street and everything. Because typically she ain't going to be walking down the street. Let's just be clear on that. Typically she ain't going to be walking down the street. Women like that have sponsors and shit. Let's just be real with it. Keeping it a buck. Women like that have sponsors. They have somebody's throwing them some money. You know, even if they working a regular job, shit, they looking at you a certain way. You know, even if they working a regular job, they still, you know, if they can, they get in a position where they can meet them. Like I said, those stewardesses and stuff. Flight attendants, flying, working first class. Trust me, they checking out all the guys. They looking at ring fingers. They looking at all that shit. They reading you. Or they hitting the bistros up. Like, you get some of these women out here, average women, who thinking they gonna get, like, that guy, that man and stuff. They thinking they can get him. Nah, they need to talk to some of these women. They need to talk to them, because they'll tell them. They're like, baby, no. Sweetheart, no. You're not getting it. You're not, you know, because at some point, Master Teacher BGS's book on octanes is going to be out, and it's going to be a bestseller and everything. At some point, you know, people are going to be using 100 octanes like it's nothing. Of course, you know, some other people going to get that shit incorrect and shit. Look, when you get those top women and stuff, trust me, you're trying to be at that level, if you want to be at that level, this is what I would say. First of all, you got to get your shit together. Don't think you're going to be just average, working an average job, going to get one of those women. You got to be a star for one of those women. You got to be a star. In fact, I would say that in general. If you want that type of woman, you got to be a star, because even some dudes who might be very handsome or something, if they're in the right social circle, might be able to get them, but if you can't really be that type who's going to have that lifestyle and all of that, they ain't going to fuck with you. They really are in a different world. It really is. It's interesting. Like I said, known some, but like I said, been on not fully in that world, but on the tips of it. You see how the women act, how they behave, who they dealing with, and it's different. In fact, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be real with you. Guys be talking about IG women and all of that. That's like the lower level of that world, really. Like social media, that's the lower level of that world. Because a lot of times, women like that, they don't want to be, they only want to deal with guys in that world. They only want to deal with guys in that world. They don't want to be with like a upper echelons, 1%, the real 1%ers. Let me just say something, because I said this in a video before. A lot of guys who are online and they're looking at all that 1% shit, you ain't getting it. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You ain't getting it. A lot of guys thinking all they had to do is pluck their eyebrows or some shit. Man, please. Get off that shit. I'm just going to be real with you. Get off that shit. You know? Best you can do, you can fix yourself up, maybe find a 5 or, well, 6 or 7, maybe above average. But when you talk about most of the women in that world, now you gotta have a bit more. You can't be working that regular 9 to 5 job. You gotta have some shit going on for you. Shit, you gotta have some level of stardom, some level of celebrity, or be at the top of your profession. Now, if you want that, or you want those women, because they are different. They are different. And contrary to popular belief, most of them don't have high counts. They'll have a count, but not a high count. Reason why, there ain't enough men at that level. There ain't enough men at that level. Now, I'm going to say not all of them. Some, you might have a few, like, just throwing it. Because usually women at that level, they'll just go from one to the next, but not in no sense of like 50 of them, because there ain't enough men at that level. But you really find out with a lot of those women, shit, even when they dealing with some guys, they might not necessarily give them the poo. Like a lot of high level escorts really don't sleep with their men, because they just that, escorts. But see, that's a high level. A lot of guys can't touch it. And y'all be like, how Rom know about that? Dude, there's more to Rom than y'all know. There's way more to Rom than y'all know. Don't try to, if you stoop, anybody's stupid if you think it's just this car videos or something like that. This is just a way to communicate information to you. It's popular. My most popular videos are car videos, so it's like, okay, let me communicate this sort of couch. Y'all don't see where I roll or what I do. Shit. Let's just be real with it. I have no idea. But just knowing that if you want to be in that world, man, you can't be average. You can't be complaining. You can't have any hang-ups. Because those women looking for the best of the best. That's where real hypergamy is practiced. Real hypergamy. People about to be trying to attribute that shit to like women on the street. Man, they can want it all they want. They ain't, dude, a 5 ain't getting no $500,000 or $1 millionaire. Let's just be real with that shit. And the only way a 5 get $1 millionaire, she was there before that. She was always there. And even when you look at a lot of these like average women who might get like some guy like that, they were there at first, and even then they gotta fight to hold on. Because let's be real, a lot of guys on that level, once they reach that level, they can get finer women. That's exactly what they do. But it really is a different world. Oh man, got this Volkswagen, old style Volkswagen. But not totally old style, but the woman driving it or whoever's driving is totally liberal. Oh man, just real quick, I like to read, like, I'll just check out like bumper stickers, just get an idea. Something to do. But anyway, yeah, they really are. They just in a different world, different mindset. Rarely online, believe it or not. Rarely online. There's women on that level, they ain't trying to get attention from the masses. Because a lot of those women thinking, okay, I need to get with this attorney, or I need to get with this doctor, I need to get with this baller. Why show some ordinary person what I'm about? Seriously, so they really even above the IG women, if you really think about it. Well, some people ain't knowing. I'm just letting you know. Because a lot of those IG women, they just want some attention. But that's the minimum. That's the minimum a woman got to be to think she even going to get at one of those high level guys, those ballers and stuff. And they got a shelf. They know they got a shelf life too. They got a shelf life. They know they got to hold on to that beauty. They want to get anything. And like I said earlier, like with rookies in the sports leagues, they'll have seminars to let them know about how these women run game. You know, that's why you got a lot of these athletes that have kids by some woman they ain't married to, ain't been around. But the woman, she chilling, she getting her high thing. Because think about it, a man making a lot of money like that, beautiful woman, they know they get, they get them, get that child, so that's satisfied, get a little bit of money satisfied. And he might be doing something else, like even on IG or something like that. There's a lot of those like very beautiful women, they'll have one kid. And you know who the father probably ain't no ordinary Joe either. You start finding out. And they'll keep it quiet too. Some of them will keep quiet. As long as the man support them. As long as the man support them and everything. And, some of those IG ones or some of the regular beautiful ones, they might get that money, man. I know a dude, I know back in the the 2000s, that dude was getting 5 figures a month. And I remember he was a pretty cool dude. He could move around. I think it was made his fortune in real estate. But this one woman caught him up. And I know she was a baddie too. She was a baddie, but they just operate on a different thing. And I was thinking about that. Why would I share that even with y'all? Well, a lot of dudes be having a fantasy like they can get them. I'm like, nah. Okay, let that fantasy go. Let that fantasy go. They they got a different mindset. You better have something a little bit going on. At a minimum, you better have something on social media or something going on. They might fuck with you, lower levels of it. Or you making a lot of money or something like that. That's one of the things you're going to have to think about. Now, some dudes will say, well, I don't want those women with 6s and 7s. I actually heard some dudes say that shit. I was like, dude, that's the best you're going to get, okay? Yeah, seriously, that's the best you're going to get. Because right now you struggling, and you'll probably struggle, because let's be real, you got some guys, they might want to make $1 million, or they might even want to make a mere 6 figures. They ain't going to do it, because they ain't doing the work. They ain't going to get one of those top women and everything, because they ain't in a position to do so. They need to be realistic about who they are and what they can actually do. Because once they realistic about it, shit, they can be happy. They can find a woman they could probably be happy with. Because one thing about those top ones, shit, they need those ballers. Once they've been exposed to that lifestyle, they can't really deal with the ordinary lifestyle. I'm just going to be real with you. They can't deal with the ordinary lifestyle or some ordinary person. Once they've been exposed to it, shit. Once they've been flown out several times, shit. Once they, had some motherfucker probably buy them some expensive shit, maybe even bought them a nice vehicle or something like that shit, or some nice jewelry, shit. And yeah, you can call them gold diggers, you can call them all the names, but can you afford them? Can you afford that lifestyle? And it's just being real. You know, be realistic. Like I said, if you get a 6 or 7, it's still above average. That's realistic. Get your woman who's not quite there. That's realistic. You know, be realistic about who you are and what you can really do. And shit, you can probably find a bit of happiness. Because one thing about those upper level women, they ain't really, I mean, seriously, they ain't gonna really be happy with anything less than that lifestyle once they touched it. Unless they just had some real bad experiences. And I'm familiar with some women. You know what's ironic? If those women don't get married, that's pretty much it. Hell, those are women be in their 40s and 50s and stuff. Never married and everything. Because the guy they wanted at that level didn't want him on that level. Didn't want him back on that level. It's an interesting dynamic. Like I said, y'all be surprised who I know. Y'all be surprised if I start name dropping. I can't name drop. When you tell me wrong, I'm gonna tell you some stuff, but you can't joke. You can't say my name. Yeah. But anyway, man, that's all I have for now, y'all. Go ahead and get some food and shit. All right, get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.